Hi guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Here we are once again. Welcome, first and foremost, to all the new members we had jump in here. I'm hoping you guys will jump in at some point and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your business. Welcome to the Biz Builders Lab. It's literally my favorite place on earth to hang out. So, hello. Hey Melly, what's going on? Hi. We are going to talk about productivity today. So I'm going to give it a second for more people to jump in. First and foremost, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Coach Nadia K. I am a business coach and I work with multi-passionate entrepreneurs, mostly entrepreneurs in the idea phase and startup phase of their business. So we work on going from idea to implementation using mostly digital marketing strategies and business planning techniques. So today I want to talk about something so important. Veronica, my two loves in the 4-week intensive. Hi ladies, you should introduce yourselves to each other, by the way. We're going to be working really closely together starting March 20th, so that should be exciting. Anywho, so let's talk about productivity, right? Which is a term that gets thrown around really loosely. Hi Kathleen. I view productivity a little bit differently. So the way I might present it to you might be something that maybe you're kind of hearing for the first time. Maybe you're hearing it again, repeatedly. But either way, I want you to check that whole, sorry, it's a little hot in here. I want you to check that whole, I've heard this before mentality at the door, because it will get you nowhere. And it's just not serving to you. So let's just check that out the door. I want you to clear your mind and listen to what I'm going to share with you today. It's a lot. So I hope you have a pen and paper ready, because this is going to help you move forward in a manner that allows you to feel good about the time that you're investing and the money that you're investing in your business, okay? So many of you guys are newbie entrepreneurs. You're just starting out. Maybe some of you are just putting together your plan. Maybe some of you have a couple clients. Maybe some of you have just launched your business and you're not exactly sure what you should be working on each day. So you hear a lot about hustling and grinding and not sleeping till you succeed. So that could be a little bit overwhelming and it could be a little bit confusing because you're just starting out and you don't want it to seem like you're not working hard enough on your business, right? So you feel like you have to hustle, you have to grind, you have to lose sleep. So what happens is that we get so intimidated by that we just make sure that we're busy, that we have all those hours allocated to something, so it kind of shows that we are committed to our business and that we're serious about it, right? So nobody takes us like a joke, so we don't take ourselves like a joke. So the truth is that there's a difference between being busy and being productive, which is what I'm going to dive deep into with you guys today. Now, because many of you don't have clarity around your business idea and you don't have a solid plan for the direction of your business, or many of you are not clear on who you're serving, what your social media strategy is, what your marketing strategy is, what your profit plan is. Because many of you are not clear on that, you're kind of just winging it. And it's cool. I used to do the same thing. At least you're doing something. You know, we have to reward that you're in motion, because we'll get there. So you fake it till you make it, you wing it, and this just kind of exhausts you because you're exerting all this energy, all this effort, and you're spinning your wheels with busy work and you're not seeing the results. You're not reaping the rewards of your hard work, okay? So if you don't have clarity and you don't have direction, it can be really difficult to have an in-place plan for what you should be doing each day. But I want you, if you're in that phase right now, not to worry, because I have some tips for you. But truly the purpose of why I created my 4-week intensive is to kind of just eliminate all that scatterbrainness, okay? But if you're still in that space where you want to be productive, you're not exactly sure about everything just yet, that's fine. These 7 tips I'm going to share with you are definitely going to help you in the meantime, because I don't want you to be hustling and grinding and losing sleep and then just kind of just seeing no results because of it, okay? So let's talk about the difference between being busy at work and actually being productive, okay? Because if you're actually productive, you can get more done in less time and actually see results. So I came up with this, I coined this term. I actually made it up today, guys. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some guru who's been spreading this message for a long time. But I came up with the term IIP activities. What that stands for is impact and income producing activities, which is the real reason you're in this to begin with. You should be really committed to the sole purpose of making an impact on the world and producing income to be able to do that. If you're not selling your products and services, that's a little bit indicative that people aren't working with you to gain that impact. I hope that makes sense. So it requires making use of your time to make sure the end result is either an income or impact producing activity. You're already loving it. You have no idea how much your time and tips are helping you right now. Aw, Melly, I love you. I'm glad that it's helping you. Okay, so the only reason I'm speaking on this, you guys already know this, is that I don't promote anything that I haven't done or from a space that I haven't personally been in, or if I've worked with a lot of clients who have been in that space. So personally, this one was hard for me because I used to write out in the very beginning of my business long to-do lists, and I would just operate from these to-do lists. So what would happen is I would wake up each day in my business, I'd take a long look at the list, and I'd work on whatever like my mood was that day. So a lot of the stuff that was important was getting pushed to the bottom because, hey, as long as I'm crossing stuff off my to-do list, I'm getting things done. I'm being productive. I'm accomplishing things. But the truth is that things would get done, but not important things. And there was no consistency, and there was no ebb and flow to what I was doing. And it made it easy to excuse myself from working on my IIP activities. Yeah, Veronica, we're going to take that to-do list a step further, honey, today with these 7 tips. So I hope you're ready. So I was very scattered, and every time I had a new idea, I just added to the list, and I was busy with this long to-do list. Felt good crossing things off of it, but at the end of the day, I was still hiding, is what I'm referring to. And if you're not working on your IIP activities, you're hiding. You're still hiding. Yeah, you're busy, but you're not being productive, which is what I want to talk to you about today, okay? If everything on your to-do list involves hiding yourself in your business and still being in the background, not making the impact or not producing the income, then it's not productive. And that's the mindset I want. Sorry, just got a call. They love to call me when I talk to you guys. Okay, so you guys know I work with clients in the idea phase or startup phase, and there's one excuse I hear all the time, and I have to address it because I know many of you are using this excuse also, and it's the whole website excuse. That's the number one I hear across the board. Yeah, I'm gonna, start putting out my offer when my website is done. Yeah, I'm gonna start taking clients when my website is done. Yeah, I'm going to start booking consultations when my website is done. That's still an excuse to live in hideout mode, so I want us to just eliminate whatever little busy work is keeping you from actually bringing in dinero, comodero, and what's actually keeping you from putting yourself and your business out there so you could start making a difference. Okay, so that's it. That's my intro for today because I really just kind of want you to get the gist of what I'm going to share with you as far as tips are concerned, that they're surface tips that you can take and implement right away, but bottom line, the underlying core of it all is that you want to be focusing on IIP activities, okay? So this is stuff I do with my clients. It's going to require work, and I want you to be committed to the work that it takes so you can actually be productive instead of just busy, okay? Because we get caught in that trap, and I don't want you to waste your time anymore. So I want you to think about, first and foremost, it's Friday. I did this training on a Friday for a reason, because I want you to think about your week just for 1 second, okay? I want you to think about this past week. And I want you to think about, what did you accomplish, okay? And how did it feel? By the time you got to today, how did Monday through today feel for you? Did it feel like you moved a step forward? It is an excuse. It is actually better when you have a following already, so when your website goes live, you have instant traffic. Shelly, totally agree. Shelly, I'm so glad you're on here, because how long have I been waiting to revamp my website? This is the perfect excuse. And Shelly's the one Shelly's like the genius behind all my graphics, and she's going to be revamping my website too. It's just something I've put off, but I will be letting you guys know when that launches. I've put that on the back burner. And I think it's because I'm traumatized by all my clients talking to me about their websites. But that's neither here nor there. But Shelly's your girl if you need anything in terms of pages, design, all that stuff. So, okay, think about your week. I want you to think about, what did you accomplish? How did it feel? How does Friday feel for you? Do you feel like Monday through Thursday you were a rock star? You got everything done. And I want you to think about, right, and take some time to do this. You don't need to do this right at this very second. You could write this down, okay? Shelly, totally. I did it. So I want you to think about, right? And again, write this down, write out this exercise. If you can't think about it right now, Monday through Thursday, when you woke up this morning, did you feel good about today? Or did you feel like, oh, another week went by and all I got done were some graphics, or all I got done was, like, you know, some stuff on my website? What is it about this week that made you feel accomplished? And if you can't answer that, hey love, how are you? Okay, if you can't answer that and feel good about it, then I want you to think about, if you do what you did this week, every week moving forward, where are you going to be 3 months from now? What needs to be different so you can have progress and momentum 3 months from now? 6 months from now, a year from now, if you do what you did this entire week, every week moving forward, how's it gonna feel? How's it gonna look? How's your business gonna be? Are you gonna be income producing? Are you gonna be impact producing? Or are you gonna be just busy? That's the first thing, okay? And if the answer is I'll be claiming bankruptcy, then we need to move forward. Let's move forward. So the first tip, Veronica, how are you liking them? I cannot wait to get started. Our first group coaching call, what I have, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited to just hang out with you guys in that private setting. But okay, that's not what this training is about. So the first tip I have for you, okay, after you really dug deep on what I just asked you about this week, and I prefer if you did this exercise on a Friday, just because you had the whole week to think about, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is write out everything you do each week. Sit down one day and take inventory. What do you need to do each week? I can use myself as an example. So I know I need to have at least one day where I'm just writing. I'm writing copy for my Facebook ads. I'm writing copy for my social media posts. I'm writing copy for my emails, copy maybe for a sales page, copy for if I'm going through a challenge like we did 2 weeks ago. Was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. I have mom brain. Copy for my challenge, copy for my live streams, so or notes for my live streams. So if writing is one of the things that you have to do each week, write that down, right? Social media, reaching out to people on Instagram, maybe growing your Instagram by commenting on people that you're following, or just following new people. Maybe it's going into Facebook groups and connecting with people. Is that something you have to do do you have a Facebook group of your own? Is that something you have to do? Another thing that you might add to that list is outreach. Maybe emailing influencers, emailing potential clients, administrative stuff, your bills, your I don't know, back-end stuff on your landing pages, adding pixels to your site. Maybe another thing you have to do is reviewing emails. Maybe another thing is family stuff. Write out what activities take the most time, write out what activities take the least amount of time, write out which days you have the most time and which days you have the least time. So the first step is clearly writing out and getting a huge idea of what it is that must get done each week. Okay, just writing that out, and involve personal stuff too, because when I take you to step number 2, you need to know that stuff. So be realistic about, you know, I have one client who she meal preps, and that's like really serious for her. So we included this in the list. Another client of mine, she's a mom. I'm a mom. That's, you know, they're like, for me, Tuesdays is such a difficult day because the kids are home all day and then they have karate. So like, I know Tuesdays I have certain obligations that won't allow me, for example, to do my writing because it's just a scatterbrained day. Whereas Thursdays I have more time for something that's more loaded, okay? Which moves me to step number 2. Now, step number 2 is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some getting used to, but there needs to be a commitment on your end, and this needs to be non-negotiable. Again, you have to do what works for you. So if what I'm suggesting doesn't work for you, fine. I only share with you guys what works for me. I only teach what works for me. So you are more than welcome to try this. And if it doesn't work, go ahead, girlfriend, try something else. So what I've started doing is I've kind of labeled my days of the week. I schedule certain things on certain days of the week. And I only allow certain times of each day for certain things to happen. I'm going to explain in a second. For example, you guys should totally be accountability buddies, by the way, in the 4-week intensive, Veronica and Melissa. I feel like you guys would get along really well. Okay, so I'm going to start from Sunday. Sunday is my planning day, right? Sunday is the day, and I wish I remembered the name of the person that I learned this from. And he's like a comedian and a business coach at the same time. He's hilarious. Okay, so Sunday is my planning day. Sunday is just, I take like an hour, nothing crazy, unless I'm like in launch mode, which I'm in right now, then I work a little bit longer. But Sunday is my planning day. I just write out kind of like certain things that I need to get done during the week, and I'm assigning them, right? So I'll go back to that in a second. Monday is like a lot of admin stuff for me. So you see how I'm kind of labeling my days? Tuesday could be my social media day. That's the day that I'm just reaching out to people on Instagram I need to reach out to, posting in my Facebook groups, making sure all my social media posts are scheduled. Everything is social media Tuesdays. Wednesday is my writing day. For some reason, the middle of the week is always when I'm feeling the most inspired. So Wednesday is when I get all my writing done. Okay? All my writing. Thursday, I review emails, check in with clients, right? And then Friday is kind of just my recap of everything. So remember when I said Sunday was my planning day? I'm going to talk about step number 3 because this is what takes place on Sunday. Tip number 3 is where that huge to-do list that many of us like to operate from comes into place. You keep adding on to this to-do list. Every time something comes up, you add on to this to-do list. And then on Sunday, you schedule out into the week. You take what's on this to-do list and you schedule it according to the day it's associated with. Does that make sense? Tell me, heck yeah, I get it. I'm still a little confused. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys are following me so far, because I know I covered a lot in just like a really short amount of time. So what I like to do is 2 things. I like to write in my to-do list, and if I'm on the road or if I'm busy, and I can't write it out and I just have my phone accessible, I email myself. And it has to be when it's happening. Like, perfect example, this morning I'm getting in and I'm making breakfast and I already have my day planned out, and all of a sudden the Facebook copy that I want to have created for my upcoming freebie just pops into my head. So I grab my phone, I start typing it all up, and I just emailed it to myself. And on Sunday, I will schedule when that's going to when I'm going to use that. Does that make sense? And so there's 2 things I do. I write in my you guys have seen this before. It's almost totally filled, but anyways, I write in there or I email myself. Okay, those are the 2 things I do, and I just transfer it over and allocate. And this kind of has to be non-negotiable for it to work for you. It has to be non-negotiable, because if you schedule things in a way and get into the habit of not being scattered, you don't work on the same things every day, which allows you to eventually get no results and makes you feel burnt out and makes you feel like you're not moving anywhere, not getting anywhere. And it also makes you less productive. If you get into the habit of making this non-negotiable and you commit to this, you will experience so much clarity, so much direction. You will feel organized. And when you feel organized, you feel empowered. You feel in control. And I am sending out an email soon about acting like the CEO in your business. And are you doing that? Because if you're not, then it's always just going to be a side hobby. This is an example of setting yourself up. Oh, maybe that's why it looks like that, because it's so high. Setting yourself up so eventually when you bring on a team, you're so organized, it becomes easier to delegate and implement processes into your business. Guys, this is paid for stuff I do with my clients, by the way. Okay. All right. And if you don't like writing in a notebook or emailing yourself and you'd rather use different tools to do this, totally fine. Okay. So now we're on number 4. Number four is time your stuff. So if I have For example, perfect. I had to write my notes for this live stream today. I put a 30-minute timer on my phone. I turned my phone down, and I did not look at the damn thing until my timer went off, and I laser focused on that one task. And I am multi-passionate. I am scatterbrained. I have problems paying attention for long periods of time. So 30 minutes is perfect. And sometimes if I know it's not going to take me that long, I do 20 minutes. And I take a break. I go for a walk. I grab a ginormous cup of coffee, whatever it is. You have to be honest with yourself with some of these exercises. Sometimes, you know, I know people who I have clients who could sit there for 2 hours and just be at it and not be distracted. I unfortunately am not one of those people, so I need to do what's best for me to be able to be productive. And when I say productive, we mean, what do I mean? What does IIP mean? Let me see a little pop quiz in here. It has to be an IIP activity. Okay? Let's see how much you guys remember. IIP, what does it stand for? Before I get into number 5, which is super important. Come on, Facebook. Messing up my game. Yes! Kathleen is the winner! Ding, ding, ding. Kathleen is the winner. Okay, number 5. Eat healthy, work out, take care of yourself. Whatever taking care of yourself means, that's what you need to do. So I need to work out. So my mind does not go to a dark place. And that's just me being honest and being vulnerable. You know, if I don't work out for like too many days in a row, I get depressed. I just get groggy. I don't have energy. So you got to take care of yourself to feel productive. If you don't take care of yourself, guess what? You don't feel inspired. Your spirituality is kind of just in the dumps and you're not feeling creative. You don't feel motivated to even do the work to begin with. You start to lose your connection to what it is you're doing. You want to make sure you're staying in alignment to be productive. Because if you're not feeling good and you're just going at it, you're being busy. You're not being productive. That's all. So just take care of yourself. Number 5 is a difficult one, but it's something you have to make time for because self-care is part of the work. Treat it like it's part of the work. Schedule it in and treat it like an appointment with yourself that cannot be missed and cannot be compromised. So schedule that in because it pours into your work. Okay? If there is nothing you're taking care of here, there is nothing to pour in. Okay? Number 6, change scenery. Change scenery. Sometimes you just got to change your environment. These productivity hacks work for me. Sometimes you just got to change your scenery. Right now it is snowing outside in New Jersey. But in the summer, I personally love to go to this town called Hoboken in New Jersey, or I like to go to New York City, grab my laptop and just go post up shop somewhere where there's Wi-Fi and just work. And I'm in a totally different environment. So my work isn't going to be exactly the same because I'm in a new environment. So if you're always in the same spot and it gets boring, then it's really hard to feel inspired. It's really hard to have new ideas. Melly, love Hoboken. So go somewhere where it's nice to look at or somewhere where you feel peace and you enjoy being and you enjoy working. So just change up the scenery. 85 today in Arizona. Ugh, I'm so jealous. Why is it March and why is it snowing? Seriously, you guys want to see it? Since you're in Arizona, I don't know if you could see it. Do you guys see it? You see that? Like, what is that? Come on, bro. I'm just happy the kids had school today. Is that too much time? Like, is that wrong? Is that mean? I'm just happy they had school. All right, number 7 is so important. So important. Okay, and I'm going to be totally honest here. Yes, the park. I love the park. It is so beautiful. Veronica, I'm going to send you some in the mail so you could just like sprinkle it outside. Buffalo snowing too. Oh, you're kind of far from me, but you're not as far from me. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you guys about something. There are at least one day a week, I have a really low energy day where I'm just not feeling it. It's simple. I have a low energy day and I don't feel totally inspired, and at least once a week, I don't feel totally motivated. I do steps 1 through 6 and I'm still just I don't know, just not feeling it, you know, and sometimes it's annoying because you want to be in that zone of genius all the time, but realistically that's not happening. So at least once a week I have to kind of just like, you know, pick myself up and go through it again. But I've realized that I obviously can't produce my best work on those days. So number 7 is to honor the low energy days. Make sure there is stuff on your list as backup that does not require high levels of energy. Admin tasks are a perfect example. So I scheduled those for mostly my low energy days, which I mentioned I have at least once a week. So if I have a low energy day, instead of holding myself to like this crazy to-do list of shit I don't want to do, instead I go to my low energy section on my list and I just work on stuff that's low energy that day. And I don't put that chokehold on myself of pressure to perform at like a level 10. Does that make sense? Does that happen to you guys? Do you ever feel like you're just having a low energy day and it's just not happening that day? You know, you're not going to write this amazing blog post that day. You're not going to perform this outstanding live stream today. You're not going to write great sales copy that day. It happens. So on your low energy days, honor it. Exactly. Honor it, and just, you know, I'm a big believer and you don't always have to wait till you're in the mood to be productive. You could still be productive if you're not in the highest motivated mood, right? Because I don't want you to get into the habit where you just totally take the day off all the time. If you're feeling low, totally necessary if you need a day off and you're burnt out. I get it. However, if you always associate a low energy day with taking the day off, then it's going to start happening more frequently. Elizabeth, too bad that's almost every day here. What do you mean? Is it low energy almost every day? Is that what you mean? Living the low energy day might inspire new ideas. Exactly. So sometimes in your low energy days, you can connect more genuinely, more vulnerably, right? You could be more authentic. You're not always being Susie Sunshine to your followers. It's an opportunity for you to just not associate a mood with productivity. A mood is just a mood. Let it be what it is. Honor what it is, but don't allow it to influence whether or not you're going to show up in your business. That is me being a tough coach, and that's just tough love, because entrepreneurs, creative ones who are multi-passionate, who have 1,000 ideas like all of us, we are emotional, okay? And if we start allowing those emotions, whether they serve us or not, to start dictating our levels of activity, then we're going to accomplish a lot less. Whereas we can take all of that from a position of power and just say it's a low energy day. I'm not going to perform high energy tasks. That's all. Don't give it more of a voice than it needs. Well, this coffee is making me like all flushy. But yeah, so don't allow it to dictate whether or not you're going to show up. That's all I'm saying. Honor the low energy days. Honoring them doesn't mean totally giving into them and checking out. It means honoring them and just performing at maybe a low energy level. That's all. Due to my husband's days having no regular schedule, I do find myself having many days where I'm battling the frustration of interrupted routine and yes, the emotions that go with that. I can totally understand having an interrupted routine. I totally hear that. There's no way you cannot feel frustrated from that because you want to accomplish something and you're being interrupted, so the end result is not always what you want. So what we have to do, Elizabeth, is look at that situation and attack it from a position of power where you're in control over it, not where it's in control over you. So we need to start looking at this frustration and saying, yeah, that's frustrating, so I can no longer really subject myself to that situation, and start looking for solutions, because you know what the end result is. I asked earlier in this live stream, if this week, right, it's Friday, look at Monday through Thursday, how do you feel about this week? How do you feel about what you've accomplished? And if you were to continue doing what you did this week, every week moving forward, where will you be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? And if the answer is not where you want to be, it needs to change. And this is where your position of power comes in. And fortunately, we all have a choice. We make the choice whether or not we want to change the situation or we want to continue in it. And that's where it gets difficult to be productive and to really, really commit to those impact and income producing activities. You have a commitment to your business, and part of that involves making an impact. And you can't make that impact if you're allowing the interruptions to continue, you know? And the good part is that you're in control of whether or not you allow that to happen. That's where your power comes in. So we need to look at your schedule, reevaluate where you can, even if it means just one day of total non-interruptions, start there. And, you know, because we tend to think in extremes, right? But we forget we can take bite-sized action. Instead of looking at every day during the week, I need uninterrupted time. All right, let's just start with one day. I did get things done. I can, however, focus on working smarter, not harder. We all can. Somewhat pleased, could be better. I love to vacuum on low energy days. Requires absolutely no mental energy. Oh my gosh. So a friend of mine dropped off this little vacuum robot that vacuums on its own. And you schedule, because they're moving out of their apartment, so they don't need it. And I don't want it, but they just dropped it off. They assumed I needed it. This thing turns on by itself at like 2 in the morning, and it scared the crap out of me. I don't even know how to turn it off, Kathleen. So, and it's like, it doesn't have a plug or anything, like, and I press all the buttons on it and there's no batteries, so I just don't know what to do, guys. I'm in that little dilemma. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you since you mentioned the vacuum. But anywho, okay guys, any questions? Elizabeth, I'm so glad you brought that up, because even as a mom, I feel like so many other biz builders can totally relate to that. I don't even know what the name of it is, but it is like this circle thing, and it's got bristles, and it just spins and vacuums, and it turns, oh my gosh, the other day, it just turned on at 2 in the morning, and my door opened, and just came in here. I'm like, what the hell? This is the creepiest thing ever. Yeah, it was pretty creepy. Is that what it's, Roomba? Oh no, you're laughing. Or did you mean to put LMAO or Roomba? All right, ladies, any questions about today's training? Did you guys find it helpful? I was really, really wanting to jump in and talk about this. By the way, the group intensive starts March 20th. Next week is the final week to enroll. We have some awesome peeps in there. I'm really enjoying getting to know them. I just can't wait to start, to be honest. I have Roomba Vacuum. Is that what it's called? I'm going to write that down, actually, before I forget. Hold on. So, yeah. 4-week intensive starts on Monday. Guys, listen. I am going to pop in sometime this week just to talk about this program. So, expect that. And we already have some cool peeps in there. Enjoying getting to know them. And the truth is this. I will never price this program this low again, guys. It is, like, literally so much content, so much value, that it will take you from where you are now to that breakthrough that you need. Because mostly 90% of this group are newbie entrepreneurs just starting out. And what I talked to you about today, the whole productivity scheme, will definitely be more effective if we can just focus on your plan. And that is to just lay out your business plan. Basically, who you guys are selling to, what you're offering, so you're not spinning your wheels doing all these tasks you're not sure of, putting out all this copy and all this content to the wrong audience. Do you have any other tips for focus? Seems to be my bane of existence. What are your focus tips other than setting a timer? Do you have any other tips for focus? Honestly, Kathleen, I am all over the place too, so I focus on one solid task at a time. So if the task is to write my notes for my live stream, I am not going to jumble a whole bunch of tasks in at one time. My focus is just my notes for my live stream, 30-minute timer. Even if I'm not done when that timer is up, unless my live stream is right after that, even if I'm not done, I stop. So Kathleen, the biggest thing is you got to write down, what is it that you've tried that hasn't worked? Stop doing that. What is it that you've tried that you haven't committed to make it work, but you know deep down it could work for you. Because it's a balance, right, between eliminating the excuses that we use to just kind of go from strategy to strategy, or is it like, no, this does not align with the way I am, you know, and only you can answer that. So my focus tip personally is one task at a time, one goal at a time. Everything is one thing at a time. So right now, for me, right before this was planning my entire launch, I did nothing else besides focus on you guys, connect with you guys, get to know what you need, what you want, provide you all those starter bricks to lay your foundation to eventually invite you to work with me to really build your business. That was just my focus all the way up until mid-April. Kathleen, at least you know that you possess the characteristic to be good at something. So whatever it took to be good at excuses, take those skills and use them and push them towards being good at focusing. Because skills are trainable. That's the best part. Skills are trainable, but, you know, attitude is not, and perception is not. Like, you decide how you want to see things and how you want to take an attitude or corrective action on it, right? Will it be offered again soon? Lorianne, it won't be offered until later this year, and I'm even contemplating that, and it won't be for this price. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, if you really see the light at the end of the tunnel of where you want your business to be, make this investment now so you make more money and you have more progress and you waste less time. Because if you're going to continue on the path you are now and it's not working for you, and I offer this program again later during the year and it's more expensive, if it's something that you're telling yourself you can't afford now, it's definitely not going to be something you can afford later if this is the path you're going to continue on. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense. But yeah, guys, I would love to have you, especially, you know what? I don't like working with just anybody. I'm going to be honest about that. Those of you who have been in this challenge with me, knee deep, participating and doing the work, those are the people I really want to work with, to be honest, because at least I know you're showing up. And sorry, it says my connection is weak. Okay. No, sorry. So yeah, those are the people I want to work with. Those are the people I want to invite to take that next step with me. Because I didn't create this program or this opportunity just to, like, put it out into the world and not make a difference. Okay, did you guys hear anything I just said? Because my connection was, ugh. It just, like, left me with the snow, but then it came back. Anyways, so yeah, those are the people I want to work with. They're the people who show up and who do the work, because then it allows me to do my freaking job. It doesn't allow me to do my job or to serve my purpose if I'm working with a bunch of people who didn't show up, you know? So I really want to work with those of you who want to move forward, who want to stop spinning your wheels, who want to get things done faster and more effectively, and just want to work in a setting with people who are on the same path and who are serious. And it's called an intensive for a reason. The group coaching calls, the stuff that I've scheduled just for the calls alone, guys, I charge over $1,000 just for 4 sessions. So the price I'm giving you plus all the content, it's literally like, what, like 9 trainings that you're getting, plus all the extra work, plus the group coaching calls. It's just insane. I will never offer it at this price again. My coach was like, what the hell are you doing? So it's an introductory rate because I just really want you guys to take the opportunity. That's all. But yeah, so I hope you guys found this helpful. I'm going to pop out of here. Enjoy your Friday. If you have any other questions, I will be popping in again on Monday, I believe, and I'll keep you guys posted what that topic is so you can prepare your questions and be live with me. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon. Stay busy. Bye.